here's the deal. This challenge is your invitation to grow. Stick with it, and you'll come out smarter and more confident. You're presented with 4 squares. First 3 squares have different shapes inside, and the 4th square is missing. This is the square you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices: A, B, C, and D. Remember, we're here to help build your skills, but first you need to tackle this challenge on your own. And just like on the real test, I'll start the timer. Be sure to lock in your answer before timer's up. And once we're done, I'll break down the solution step by step. Let's dive in. Time's up. Are you ready? The key to solve these types of challenges is spotting the pattern. Is it always easy to find? Not at all, but it's possible. Let's take a close look together. The first and the most important thing to understand is that each square has the same shapes. Take a close look at the first square. It has circle, water drop, diamond, and then partial circle. Exactly the same shapes exist in square 2 and square 3. They are just located in different parts of the square. As you might have guessed, the solution for this problem will have 4 different patterns. Let's follow each individual shapes in squares 1 through 3 to detect the pattern for that particular shape. Let's first start with the circle. The circle moves 2 steps clockwise. It basically goes from corner to corner to corner and then to another corner again. The diamond stays on the same line and moves from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock positions. But here's the caveat. It also changes color. When diamond is at 9 o'clock, it has a darker color, and when it's at 3 o'clock, it has a lighter color. The partial square also moves 2 steps clockwise, but in addition, it rotates counterclockwise. It starts in the bottom left corner, then goes into the upper left corner, then continues to upper right corner, and in the target object, it will be in the bottom right corner. The only remaining shape in the circle is the water drop, and as you can see, water drop rotates clockwise in the same position. Knowing all of this information, let's build the target object. The circle will be in the upper left corner. The water drop will be pointing to the full circle at 11 o'clock. Diamond will be lighter color and will be in the 3 o'clock position. And the partial circle will be in the bottom right corner, which means that the correct answer here is choice C. But wait, are you ready to practice your skills? Try this question to see how you would do. You're presented with the series of squares. 3 squares have shapes inside, and the 4th square is missing. You need to determine the 4th square and select your answer out of 4 possible choices: A, B, C, and D. When you're confident in your answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Good luck with this fun challenge. You're presented with 3 by 3 matrix. First row of the matrix has numbers 4, 5, and 15. Second row has numbers 2, 7, and 14. And then the third row has numbers 3 and 8. And then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 21, choice B, 24, choice C, 28, and choice D, 32. Here is our plan. Take a moment to understand the question, just like you would during the real test. Make sure to choose one of 4 answer options before time is up. Afterwards, I'll walk you through the solution step by step. Alright, let's dive in. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the solution to this question is as simple as elegant as this amazingly cool shape. Let's take a close look at the numbers in the square. The pattern here is that the numbers from the left column matched and multiplied with the numbers in the middle column to calculate the right column value. Let's look at the example and start with the number 3 in the bottom left corner. 3 multiplied by 5 equals 15. Let's confirm our hypothesis with other examples. Let's move to number 2. 2 multiplied by 7 equals 14. If you've noticed, we've used almost all the numbers 3, 2, 7, 5, 15, and 14. So now it's the time to calculate the magic number. 4 multiplied by 8 equals 32. So the correct answer here is choice D, 32. Hold on! Are you ready for another round? Now, as you know how to tackle these types of challenges, let's keep the momentum going. Try this question to see how you would do. You are presented with 3 by 3 square. First row in the square has numbers 4, 5, and 10. Second row has numbers 3, 4, and 12. And then the third row has numbers 2, 7, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 21. Choice B, 24. Choice C, 28. And choice D, 32. After you worked out your answer, post it in comments and I'll share with you my feedback. Enjoy solving this cool problem. Here's the deal. To solve this question, we need to consider it as a new opportunity to demonstrate your strengths and your intelligence. Trust in your preparation and let confidence carry you through. You're presented with 4 crypto pairs, 2A, C4, 6E, and then comes the missing pair, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, G8, choice B, B9, choice C, F8, and choice D, H9. Review this question carefully, just like you would on a real test. Choose your answer before time runs up, and I'll walk you through the solution afterwards. Let's begin. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because even though pairs looks like a crypto, the pattern here is really simple. As you might have guessed, letters and numbers represent 2 separate sequences. Every other letter is skipped. So for example, we see letter A, but letter B is skipped. Then we see letter C and letter D is skipped. Then we see letter E and letter F is skipped. And very similar pattern is applied to the numbers. We only see even numbers. 2, 4, 6, and then comes the next number, which is very easy to calculate. Did you calculate it by now? After E comes skipped letter F, and then after that comes letter G. And then after 6, the next number is 8. So missing numbers are G8, and the correct answer here is choice A, G8. In this question, you're presented with unusual, but very cool looking set of expressions. First expression is soccer ball plus basketball equals 7. Second expression is basketball minus soccer ball equals 3. And then the third expression is soccer ball multiplied by basketball equals the missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 8, choice B, 10, choice C, 12, and choice D, 15. This is our plan. Take a moment to understand the question, just like you would in a real test. Make sure to choose your answer as 1 out of 4 possible options. And you need to do it before time is up. Afterwards, I'll walk you through the solution step by step. Alright, let's dive in. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I truly hope so, because the solution is as simple and as elegant as this set of expressions. To solve this challenge, we need to remember high school math, or maybe middle school math, or maybe even elementary school math. Remember, we used to do it with x and y variables. Here, instead of x and y, we have basketball and soccer ball. To get the answer to this challenge, we need to use our 3-step solution. In the first step, we'll calculate the value of the basketball. In the second step, we'll calculate the value of soccer ball. And then in the step 3, we will calculate the expression. You know, the expression was the missing value. Soccer ball multiplied by basketball equals question mark. Let's do it step by step. First, let's join 2 equations together. Soccer ball plus basketball in parentheses plus basketball minus soccer ball in parentheses equals 7 plus 3. After we simplified, we learned that 2 basketballs equals 10. Which would mean that 1 basketball would equal 10 divided by 2 and would equal 5. Now we're ready for step 2 to calculate the value of the soccer ball. Let's substitute the value of the basketball in the first equation. Soccer ball plus 5 equals 7, which means that soccer ball value is 2. Let's summarize. We've completed first 2 steps, and we've learned that value of the basketball is 5, and the value of the soccer ball is 2. Now we're ready to solve the original expression. Remember the one? Soccer ball multiplied by basketball equals question mark. Cool thing about what we know now is that we know the values of both soccer ball and basketball. Let's substitute them. 2 multiplied by 5 equals 10. So the correct answer here is choice B, 10. This problem reminds me of my high school math experiences. When I would approach the teacher with the problem, she would always say, I can give you 20%, but you would need to figure out the rest on your own. I was grateful, in fact, she did this, since this allowed me to learn the concept better. But let's look at the problem. You're presented with the equation 90 minus 20% minus 3 multiplied by 4 equals question mark, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 60. Choice B, 65. Choice C, 62. And last but not least, choice D, 68. Hey, don't get discouraged. Whether you're a current subscriber or actively looking to become a subscriber, I have complete faith in your ability to overcome this challenge and solve this problem. Just be sure to grant yourself sufficient time to do the calculations. Are you ready? Let's first look at the challenge, which could quickly discourage you. You see 20% here, and this 20% is very unusual way of showing the percentages. In fact, the way percentages are shown here in this expression is not the typical way of presenting percentages in math. But hey, don't get discouraged here. Just use common sense and move forward to complete the calculations. And the calculations are very simple here. 20% is 20% of 90. So the solution here would be 90 minus 20% of 90, which is 18, minus 12, which is end result of 3 multiplied by 4, which is equal 90 minus 30 and equals 60. So the correct answer here is choice A, 60. In this question, you're presented with 5 letters, N, D, R, A, B. And your goal is to rearrange the letters and determine the business word. Here's the caveat though, you need to use each letter only once. To help you give your best effort, let's set a goal. Your goal is to lock in your answer before time runs out. And once you're ready, we'll reconnect on the other side and we'll review it together. And what's cool about this, I'll share with you not just the word, but also the methodology how you can determine it. Let's go ahead and get started. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? To solve this challenge, let's first look at the combinations of letters N, D, R, A, B. The best way to solve this question is to identify most common 2-letter prefixes and then try to determine the entire word by looking at the remaining 3 letters. Most common 2-letter word starters are NA, DA, BA, and BR. For the prefix NA, the remaining letters are DR and B, and there are no recognizable combinations here. For the second prefix, DA, the remaining letters are N, R, and B, also no recognizable word forms. Same is true for the prefix BA. The remaining letters N, DR do not form any word. But here's the thing, we're hitting the bingo with the prefix BR. The remaining letters are A and D, which forms the word brand, which is a valid business word. Let me spell it for you. B-R-A-N-D. And the definition is, brand represents the identity of a business or product, encompassing its name, logo, reputation, and the emotional connection it creates with the audience. What are the popular brands in the area where you live? Please make sure to post them in comments so we can all learn. Are you ready for more? Try this question to see how you would do. Your goal is to determine a business word using each letter only once. The letters in the word are U, T, S, R, and T. It's only 5 letters. I know you can do it. After you've selected your final answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Enjoy solving this cool problem. Let's face it, with this question, it would be helpful to remember the famous quote from Thomas Edison. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. He used this quote to describe his work on inventing the light bulb. And I'm thinking, why don't we approach this question with a mindset of experimentation and resilience, knowing that each attempt brings you closer to finding the right solution. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has surrounding numbers on the outside and the number in the middle. The first triangle has numbers 1, 2, 3, and then number 7 in the middle. The second triangle has numbers 2, 3, and 4, see the pattern? And then number 14 in the middle. Then the third triangle has numbers 3, 4, and 5. Again, I see the pattern repeating. And then missing number in the middle, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 23. Choice B, 27. Choice C, 29. And last but not least, choice D, 37. Time's up. Are you ready with your answer? For example, in this question, the pattern is that the bottom numbers multiplied with the addition of top number calculate the number in the middle of the triangle. Let's look at the example in the first leftmost triangle. 3 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 7. Let's verify this pattern with the middle triangle. 4 multiplied by 3 plus 2 equals 14. And now we can calculate the missing number. 5 multiplied by 4 plus 3 equals 23. So the correct answer here is choice A, 23. Remember the wisdom of Ralph Waldo Emerson? What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. This wisdom should help us tap inside our own potential and help us solve this particular question. Let's harness our inner strength and potential to tackle this test with confidence, knowing that our capabilities far exceed any challenges that we may face. You're presented with 4 shapes. Each shape consists of pentagon, triangle, and the donut. You need to determine which shape does not belong to the sequence. And your choices are, out of 4 shapes, choices A, B, C, and D. Do you see the answer? Well, this question may not be the easiest to solve, just like a lot of things in life. But I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust in your abilities and let's explore all possible options. Let's tackle this as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? And the solution here might be easier than you think. To solve it, you need to rotate the shapes to put them into the equal position. For example, we can use position of the shape A as a base position. And this will help us equalize all the shapes to see the difference and find the answer. We can keep shape A in the same position. All we need to do is to rotate shapes B, C, and D. And once you put all 4 shapes side by side, then you can see that the donut in the shape D is in the right corner instead of the left corner for the shapes A, B, and C. So the correct answer here is choice D. Here's the question interviewer might ask you to test both your business knowledge and analytical thinking. Let's see if you know the answer. How well do you know the origins of some of the world's most valuable companies? Which company started in a garage? Believe it or not, the answer might surprise you, and you need to select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, Amazon, choice B, Apple, choice C, Google, and choice D, Facebook. Here's the deal. Review this question carefully, just like you would in a real test. Make sure to choose your answer before time runs out. And when you have your answer ready, we will walk through the solution together. Let's begin. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope you did not select answers A or D. Amazon was started in Jeff Bezos' rented house in Seattle, and Facebook was launched from a Harvard dorm room. But if you have selected Apple or Google, you are right. In fact, there are two correct answers to this question. Apple's humble beginnings in the garage highlight its remarkable journey to becoming one of the world's largest tech companies. And Google was also founded in the garage in Menlo Park. So the correct answers here are choices B, Apple, and C, Google. Here's a quick question to sharpen your analytical abilities. You're presented with a series of matrices. Matrices 1, 2, and 3 have different shapes inside. Your goal is to determine which shape comes next, and you need to select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. With this question, you need to think fast. Just like an actual test, your goal is to comprehend and decide before timer is up. Once you're ready, we'll reconnect on the other side and review it together. Let's go ahead and get started. Time's up. I hope you're prepared, because while the answer is simple, it's not immediately obvious. Let's work through the solution step by step. There are 3 important patterns in this sequence, and each pattern resides in a column of the matrix. Let's start with the first, leftmost column. In the first object, we see a square in the upper left corner. In the second matrix, we don't see anything, and in the third one, we again see the same square, which means that the pattern of the first column is that the dark square alternates and appears in every other shape. Let's switch our focus to the second column. In the first object, we see a triangle, then we see a square, and then in the third object, we see a pentagon. What's interesting about this pattern is that the shapes move from the middle row to the upper row and then back to the middle row. On top of that, number of sides in each shape increases. Triangle has 3 sides, square has 4 sides, and pentagon has 5 sides. Can you guess the number of sides in the missing object? I think you guessed it right. Number should be 6. But it doesn't help us much because all choices A, B, C, and D all have hexagons. So unfortunately, we need to continue and uncover the third magic pattern. Let's look closely at the column 3, the rightmost column. What's interesting, we see the donut always stays in the third column and then moves from the middle row to the bottom row and then back to the middle row. Let's go back to the original question and construct the missing object. Based on what we've learned, the missing object should have no shapes in the column 1, it should have a hexagon in the top row in column 2, and then it should have a donut in the bottom right corner. Which means that the correct answer here is choice D. Are you ready for more? Try this question to see how you would do. You're presented with a series of 3 by 3 matrices. 3 matrix objects are present and the 4th one in the series is missing. You need to select the missing object out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. Once you've determined your answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Enjoy solving this cool problem. Here's the brand new question for you to solve. Take a look at this pyramid, which has numbers 22, 34, 8, 14, and 20, and then the bottom row has numbers 3, 5, 9, and 11. Your choices for the answers are choice A, 54, choice B, 56, choice C, 58, and last but not least, choice D, 59. Please take as much time as you need to solve this question and reinforce your learning. And when you're done solving it, make sure to post your answer in comments so I can give you my feedback. Thanks for participating and good luck on this intriguing challenge. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.